For those of us who came of age in the late 90s and early 2000s, black music was in a really interesting place by the turn of the century. The golden era of R&B in the 90s was slowly dying off. The so-called neo-soul movement that had happened in the mid to late 90s with artists like D'Angelo, Erykah Badu, Maxwell, and Jill Scott had already made an indelible mark on the culture. Then the 2000s came along, and we were all wondering where the music would go. So when an artist named Arie came along in 2001 with her debut album, Acoustic Soul, we knew we were hearing something that was unlike anything that had come before it. I'm Dara Starr Tucker, and this is The Breakdown. Arie has always been an industry anomaly. From her chosen instrument, to her eclectic style, to her message, it's safe to say an artist like her would not be likely to break through in the current pop market. But she burst onto the scene in 2001 with a song called Video, which has become an anthem of female empowerment. "I'm not the average girl from your video," she warned us, and she meant it. Nothing she's done since then has been conventional. The thing that really distinguished Arie in the marketplace was her message of empowerment and self-love. Though her debut album did contain songs like Brown Skin and Ready for Love that spoke of romantic relationships, the majority of her music focused on the connection between human beings and our connection with ourselves and with spirit. This was an artist that people could listen to while they drove their children to school. But one of the things that doesn't get enough attention is how revolutionary it was to see a black artist playing the guitar. Outside of Bill Withers, it was almost unheard of before then. If you did see a black artist like Richie Havens, Tracy Chapman, or Cassandra Wilson playing guitar, they probably weren't singing R&B or soul. It just wasn't done. But that all changed when Arie hit the scene. Suddenly, it was cool for sensitive black kids to sit on their beds and write about their feelings. When you think about it, it's a permission that they really had not been granted by the culture before that, and it represented a sea change in black music. If you see a black person under the age of 40 playing guitar, you can probably thank Arie. Acoustic Soul would go on to become a bona fide pop soul classic. Although that project received 7 Grammy nominations, she was completely shut out that year. There was much hullabaloo made about why that may have been. Many saw it as a repudiation of who she was and what she represented, considering that she did not fit within many industry norms. But in 2002, 20 years ago this year, she cemented her place in music history with a masterpiece called Voyage to India, named after a track from Stevie Wonder's Secret Life of Plants. Voyage to India was a 15-track ode to self-acceptance that defied any notions of a sophomore slump. It's one of those projects where you read the track listing and you think, there's no way all this gold was contained on a single album. Little Things, Slow Down, The Truth, Get It Together, Headed in the Right Direction. There really are no skip tracks here. The album was certified platinum, and at the 2003 Grammy Awards, it won Best R&B Album, and Little Things won Best Urban Alternative Performance. Not a lot of folks knew it though, because their awards were not given out on the air that year. So Voyage to India would have to represent a quiet victory in that respect. Arie has gone on to record 6 more albums, bursting with healing and light. She occupies a unique territory on the musical landscape, expertly blending soul and spirit to express equal amounts of searching and self-assurance. Whether she's always gotten her just due within the industry is debatable, but for those of us on whom her music and spirit have left an indelible mark, her influence and impact are undeniable.